And hello, howdy do all my Planet Zoo friends. I'm so excited because today we finally add some animals to Nova Heights. I hope you're as excited as I am. Hey, welcome if you're just joining us. My name's Tommy. Welcome to Nova Heights. Yeah, I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a great day. We're adding two beautiful animals to our zoo, the Capuchin monkeys and the giant anteater. I hope you're excited. I know I am. Get ready for a fantastic speed build with me. This speed build was inspired by a lot of it goes back to like my home zoo, but we have an area around the little train station where it's like an island and it's surrounded by a boardwalk. And on the island, there are monkeys. And I was like, that's a really cool idea. Let's give it a shot. So, our idea here is going to be an island for our monkeys and our great anteaters and our giant anteaters. And we are going to encircle it with our pathway. So, this was a great opportunity for me to practice what's the right word? Some terrainage and some pathage. So, a lot of that going on here. There's also a lot of little growing pains that we had to go through. I was determined to get this into a circle. And I finally said, you know what? It's okay if it's not a perfect circle. You are not a path maker. I tried my best. I really did. I was really concerned with how much space I was actually going to give the animals, so I wasn't sure how big to make the island. I know I wanted it to be big enough that they were able to move around, but I didn't want guests, to get the urge, like to throw things. So I had to make it sure it was far enough that maybe like a quarterback could throw something, but like not the average Joe. So that was great. I did learn that the anteaters can actually swim. I did not know that when I was building this. I might have chosen a different animal, but you'll see at the end it actually worked out pretty well. So no harm, no foul. It was fine. Also, looking back, I probably would have wanted to make the pathway a little bit larger. You'll see in the end reels how many people show up and are on this pathway, and they don't actually like fully go around. So it is just like crammed with people. So, learning note, I definitely need to fix that in the future. Bigger pathways when you have one habitat. So both of these animals can be found in the South American area. They do cohabitate. I think it's cohabitat. You get it. You get it. You can tell me the correct answer in the comments below. But yeah, so they're able to hang out together in their habitat. They're from the same continent. Pretty cool. Um, Capuchin monkeys actually spend a lot of their time in the trees and come down for like water, whereas I keep saying great, the giant anteater lives on the ground and swims apparently. So basically, this habitat gave me the opportunity to work on using climbing pieces, um, and making sure that I also was able to get like terrain area that was navigatable by not only the staff members but the animals, which was really cool because up until this point I actually never really paid much attention to like the traversable area for the animals or the zookeepers. But I really wanted this island, and I've seen in like other zoos in real life where like sometimes they'll just have like a little boat or something that they will like just kind of like mosey along to the island to do all their habitat cleaning, but that's not an option here. So I had to make a bridge. So we will be making a bridge soon. Um, but yeah, it was really interesting. A lot of also like learning with paths and stuff like that, like what you can and can't do with paths. That was a lot of learning in this process as well because uh, you can't put a habitat door right on the edge of the water. Oops. It would be really cool though if you could just put the habitat door right on the edge and that was the direct path over to the island. Instead, I had to have a little bit of room, so that's where you see like this grass area, decide to pull it back, call it a day. It would have been really cool if there just would have been like a little gate, and maybe I could do that in the future where there's like just a little gate that they can open and just walk out into. And I've learned that with some pieces where you can kind of like lower the door down far enough to hide it. So maybe we'll try that in the future. Um, a lot of learning from this one, which I was really excited. This one looks great. And if you ever watch my Twitch feed, the first one I ever did um, was right after we did this, and I did another island habitat, but this time it was for the flamingos. So pretty neat. I do like that one too. I don't know that I will make another island habitat at the very front of the park again. I think I've done it enough for a little while. After using so many of the fences that come with the game for the barriers during the career mode, I really wanted to try my best to not use so many of those fences in my sandbox and really challenge myself to build the pieces of like of fake fences. So what you saw at the entrance, I wanted to do a lot more of that here. Um, so that was the idea. So right now I'm just kind of putting up the bamboo wall, um, just to kind of create like you can't call it a natural barrier, but a cute little barrier, something that's, that they can't cross, um, but that the um, keepers can still kind of take care of, like put some food down. They can still enter, they can do what they need to. Um, uh, yeah, so that's the whole purpose of the bamboo wall. And it really does kind of, later we'll cover it with a bunch of foliage. So it does have like a nice little set in the background type of feel. Whenever the entire habitat is finished, it's kind of not as obvious to see that wall in the background. Now, building a bridge wasn't hard. Clearly, this is super easy. We're using non-grid pieces to make our bridge and make it very easily just up and down. Now, for your animals, I'm not quite sure when it comes to keepers, but I know for animals, if you want them to be able to go up and down and the pieces are not climbable, you have to make sure that the slope is not too steep. I'm not sure if that's the same situation for the keepers, but if that is something that you want to strategically do to make it where the keeper can get over it, but the animal can't get over it, definitely a cool way to create like an invisible barrier, for instance. For this one, the animals and the keepers are both able to easily get over it. I was really proud of how the bridge turned out in this little build. Mostly because I have a bad habit of, which I'm getting better at, of like making a bunch of pieces for when I build something custom instead of like trying to use the minimal pieces so I don't have like the number of pieces is not like so high. I don't want to like lag my game or anything. Um, so I was really excited because I didn't overthink this bridge. I was like, I need a bridge. I want it to match the background. Here's what I'm gonna do, and here's what we did. It looks great, and it is traversable for both animal and staff members. And and that's great. It's exactly what I wanted. So um, I knew the monkeys would be able to go over there as long as they could climb. I wasn't sure about the anteaters. I actually don't know if I've ever seen any of the anteaters on the other side, but the monkeys I have seen go over every once in a while. Um, I was just going to use an already custom made piece for climbing, but when I realized that a lot of the pieces were not um, not really fitting the terrain, I kind of just decided to build on my own, um, which was really cool because they can climb the entire thing. Once it's finished, the entire thing is traversable. They can go from top to bottom, climb over the little ropes, over the little logs. I was really excited about it. It really is a good piece for walking into this park and being able to look straight ahead and see a full foliaged habitat with animals moving quickly around it. So for anyone wondering what pieces I use, I think for this part, literally it was just um, wood pieces from the construction area, but um, a lot of actual climbable pieces can be found in the enrichment section under the habitat button. And then those are made for animals to climb different sections. So I definitely utilize that. Uh, I'm not sure, this is over a month ago, so I'm not quite sure where I end up right now. It takes a life of its own. It looks great afterwards. It takes a life of its own, but I'm really pumped for you to see. One of my favorite things about Planet Zoo is that you get to learn so much information about these animals. So I did want to share some fun facts about the giant anteaters and the capuchin monkeys. So um, capuchin monkeys, you may be familiar with them. They are in a lot of movies. As like you'll see them like with street vendors. They're usually the monkey that is carrying the music box. They're very tiny. They weigh up to about 9 pounds. They have been used as service animals, which is pretty neat. They are very intelligent. In captivity, they live between maybe 40, 50 years and about 15 to 25 years in the wild, as the threats on them can be a little bit more intense in the wild. I will link the websites where I got this information in the description below, so feel free to check that out. A lot of useful information. They are able to jump approximately 3 meters, and they usually live in large groups of up to 30 plus individuals. I did also read that the males will sometimes um, swap groups um, multiple times during their life. They are considered least concerned on the endangered species list. And fun fact, kind of a TMI fun fact, but they leave their scent by soaking their hands and feet in urine and marking their territory. How exciting is that? They are omnivores. They eat fruit, leaves, birds, frogs, nuts, small invertebrates, stuff like that. Pretty interesting little guys. Think they're adorable. I don't think I'd ever get a monkey myself, but the fact that they are used for as service animals is pretty interesting. As for the giant anteaters, they are one of, I believe, 4 different species of anteaters. They are mammals and insectivores, so they eat insects, right? So their average lifespan is about 14 years in the wild, and they can grow, I believe, up to about 49 inches, and their tails up to about 35 inches and weigh between 40 and 140 pounds. So that's a little heavy. That's cool. I actually thought they weighed less than that. I thought they were like little babies. But I guess I must not be thinking of the giant anteater. They are considered vulnerable and their populations are decreasing. They are. I read that they were the most threatened animal in Central America, which is pretty interesting. Their main threat is deforestation, um, which basically is important for them to have their forests because they thrive by moving throughout large forests. They go and find those ant beds, and that's what they need to live. And if we destroy them, unfortunately, those cute critters can't eat or sleep or live. So, deforestation is probably the number one threat for these anteaters. I do also believe they are hunted, and used as food. So another thing, they don't have teeth and they use their tongues to eat ants and termites. I Pretty interesting fun fact. Will eat their they will eat ants. Their long tongue will go into the ant bed, come out, and they will eat thousands and thousands of ants a day. But they will not, they have to eat quickly because these ants will fight back and they don't want that. So they eat as fast as they can and then they will kind of back off a little bit. They never destroy the ant bed that they are eating from because, it's kind of like a buffet. Like you wouldn't want to like wipe out the buffet that you're at, come back for some more. So the anteater never destroys it. It will go back and it will eat seconds. There is a project called the Iberia Project. It's in Argentina, and they have rescued hundreds of orphan anteaters and they return them into the wild. So that's really cool. I will try to place a link for that project in the description below. I did not see if it's still going on right now, but if it is, I will try to post that link. Um, those are really cool. They, like I said, Central South America area. Um, they are they're really cool. I never thought I'd learn anything about anteaters, but this has been a little fun little habitat to build. So I hope you like anteaters now. And of course, these little monkeys are adorable. So just a few more little things about this habitat before I head off and I let you enjoy the rest of our speed build today. Um, Once again, you will notice that little glitch in this build that I had from the last video where I had the global vertical snapping tool set, which is in the settings under gameplay. Having that clicked on, I believe, on or off, one of them, will cause your advanced movement up and down to go at a 1 meter mark instead of it being smooth. You'll see that happen later. We were able to fix it. That was completely my fault. If you ever have the same situation, checking it or unchecking it, basically doing the opposite of the problem, will get it set up for you. Uh, After I did that, everything was better. It made building custom pieces so much better. I am currently only using items from the game. I do have all the DLCs, and unfortunately, I did not stop to look and see which pieces all these DLC pieces are from. But I do have all the DLCs, so if you have all the DLCs, you'll be able to use all these pieces in your game as well. And like I said, none of them are from the workshop. Um, these are just basic learning, so I didn't use any other content creator designs in this. So feel free to use what you need. Um, there are amazing tips and tricks out there from other content creators. I think you should definitely, if you're wanting to learn how to use climbable pieces, go out there. YouTube is your best friend in this situation. Search it. There are some amazing creators. Um, they've probably done a tutorial on how to do this. Um, yeah, I think you should give it a shot. Once again, we're also not using any particular pieces of foliage or plant life, nothing from specifically from South America here. Yeah, I just wanted really big, beautiful leaves, which apparently some of these bigger leaves can be climbed on. If you click the traversable area for the monkeys, it shows that some of the leaves can actually be climbed on. I haven't seen it. I don't have it in any of the ending reels, so I don't know if that's possible. If I do find it one day, I'll post it. But for now, I have not seen it. So I will add some cute little footage at the end of these adorable animals doing their thing, and I hope you enjoyed this little speed build. There are some time left. I think we're going to be putting the fence around this place, and then the people are just going to flock. So I hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much for sticking around for our first habitat in Nova Heights. We are going to keep going, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.